Welcome back to AutoScoop with your host, Adam Goldfein.
Welcome back to AutoScoop. I'm Adam Goldfein. We are up here at the Atlanta Dragway, Commerce, Georgia, exit 149 off of I-85. The NHRA Southern Nationals is happening today, tomorrow, and Sunday. Now, here's the deal. You can come out and watch the qualifying events all day on Friday, all day on Saturday, and then you can bring the family out to the races if you want. I'll tell you, I'm not sure which is more exciting, the Friday night under the lights or the Sunday races, but if you want, get a multiple day pass and come experience it all. Now, in addition to drag racing and funny cars, they got pro stock,
Correct.
right? Warren Johnson, you are one of the most legendary winners in pro stock racing. Don't blush on me now.
I'm not blushing.
But true or not true?
Yeah, I've got the most pro stock wins.
You've got the most pro stock wins of any driver, so it's not like today's your first day at the rodeo.
No, that's a fact. I've been doing this a while.
Yeah, well, the nice part about it, I think, the sport, this is a sport, though, that you can have a lifetime career in. You can catch the bug early, and you can really run with this ball.
You can, extend your career in drag racing as opposed to some of the other forms of motorsport. Age is not as much of a deterrent here because of the lack of endurance that you have to have. You know, we don't run 500 miles, or we haven't got a 24-hour race or anything of that nature. So age isn't quite as much of a detriment here.
Well, that's interesting because I would think that maybe the quicker reactions of the younger kids, you have a guy like Matt Hagan kind of coming up in the ranks, you know, and I know it's not the same class car, but you have the younger drivers coming up who want to maybe get the jump. Do you think your experience kind of trumps their eagerness?
Well, you got youth and enthusiasm on one side, you got age and treachery on the other side. The reaction time really doesn't diminish as rapidly as most people think it does, but it has a certain amount of effect. But at the same time, you can learn a lot more about these cars, setups and so forth, so you can overcome some of that human reaction.
And that's the thing, I guess, it's the strategy, the science of the game, the things that, you know, we're not really seeing. And I think that when you have a kid watching a race, they're assuming the driver just suits up, gets in there, you know, throws it in first, and goes. And they're not seeing all the prep work, all the, the mechanics and the engineering, all the science, right? All the strategy that you all have, which lane, how you're going to do it, how not. Tell us a little bit about that.
It's like every other sport, you know. It's
you're making
a lot more difficult than it appears to be.
Okay.
There's a lot of things that you have to think about: the track surface temperature, ambient air conditions, humidity, how much. In our case, because we have naturally aspirated engines burning gasoline, Mother Nature really dictates how much horsepower we got at the racetrack. So we've got a given amount of horsepower. We have to maximize the performance of those vehicles with that horsepower level that we're going to be at that particular
So will they
moment.
make actually those adjustments if it's a more humid night or day? Would they adjust the engine?
Well, you'll adjust the engine tune-up, yeah, as far as air-fuel mixture, ignition timing, and so forth. But then at the same time, you're going to probably be making more changes to the car. If the track conditions, surface temperature, coefficient of friction of the starting line changes significantly, you may make a 4-link chassis adjustment. You're going to change the clutch. You're going to change the gear ratios,
Would they
both
change
transmission
the tires
and
as well, or not
we'll
so
change.
much?
We'll split gear ratios by changing tire size. We'll
Okay.
take a 1/2 inch of circumference on the tire. Is just the same as going halfway between, say, a 533 and a 538 rear axle ratio.
Gotcha. So they could do it either through the tire or they could do it through the mechanics.
You've got a multiple of tools that you can really address a particular situation, and that's where the degree of difficulty comes in. You know, it's like hitting a baseball.
Right.
It's really pretty simple till you try to hit it better than the next guy.
Try hitting a golf ball, the ball's not even moving. I can't seem to do that.
Oh, that's frustrating.
I mean, the thing is not even moving. So, you know, I can only imagine. And you guys, you know, are traveling 200 plus miles an hour, right, in the pro stock. Tell us a little bit about how the pro stock differs from the funny car and the dragsters.
Well, our cars, the nitromethane burning cars, both top fuel and funny car, have a significant amount of downforce with their rear wings and body conditions that they have. You're probably looking at 6,000 pounds of downforce in a funny car and 10,000 pounds of downforce in a top fuel car.
Gotcha.
Our cars have basically zero downforce. So it's like, it'd be akin to driving a standard passenger car vehicle 150 miles an hour in the rain.
In the rain.
Yeah, you just guide it with your fingertips.
Gotcha. And you got to be so delicate.
Yeah,
Everybody's been talking about being really delicate.
In the pro stock cars, that's correct. You really guide the vehicle. You don't manhandle it and try to make up for whatever's happening on the track just by steering it, because you have so much steering control in the other categories.
Have all your wins kind of added to your kind of sense of invulnerability? You're kind of going out there with the mindset of we're there, or do you approach every race like you would the first race?
Well, we approach it like every race that we've ever competed in, that we're here to win. If we don't win, obviously we're gonna have to go back to the shop and address why we didn't win. You've got to have the ability to win first, and if you don't, you address it. I mean, whether it's vehicle performance, whatever it is, you address it.
Warren, I want to thank you. It's a pleasure to talk to you. It's really an honor to have you on the show, and we want to wish you a lot of luck out there today. You're I think, qualifying around 3 o'clock or 3:30.
3:15, correct.
Yeah. Stay with us. A little more on AutoScoop when we come back. CW 69 in Atlanta.